were saying, just kind of a response to what RagnaroK was doing. I don't think he was really planning to go for something like that. Would have been kind of a weird build to try there in game number 1. But either way, that is game number 1 going to RagnaroK. We are going to jump into Prion Terraces here. Another one of our pretty strange maps.
Yeah, this one gets a bit shiny.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, a lot of money coming in on this one. It's your casino map. All those 777s coming in at your gold bases. But yeah, this one gets really fun for ZVZ because of all that extra mineral income in the early game, depending on how these players decide to play it out.
I actually love ZVZ on this map. There's usually a bunch more aggression, just more units coming out very fast. You can see some very interesting new strategies. And the Legacy of the Void is still very new, so I wouldn't be surprised that as we get to the later stages of some of these tournaments, we get to see some new builds. But either way, guys, let's jump into game number 2 right now on Prion Terraces. Welcome to set number 2 here between the two Zerg players. Down in the bottom right in the red, the Zerg who won that last game, it is RagnaroK.
There he is. His opponent cross spawns, of course, on this map in blue. It is Solar. Ending up doing a failed Nidus push in that last game. Perhaps hoping that with the Grady 3 hatcheries, maybe a big swell of drones came up for RagnaroK or something. But we are going to see gold bases for both here with the same time pool coming down at around 17. So hatch first in the pool.
Exact mirrored builds here, essentially. Both players just dropping that hatchery as soon as possible, making no drones on the map, I don't believe. And then they just throw down the hatchery into the cancel, actually, to just get out one more drone, go into that. But wonder what Solar's going to do here on this map. He dropped that first one in kind of a, I don't know, a lackluster way. Like, that wasn't really a full game that played out that got to showcase either of these players' skill, I have to say. And
yeah,
Solar from here could, yeah, exactly. Solar here could even like 3-0. We don't even know.
Yeah, it's not really indicative of how the series is going to work out. RagnaroK took a risk and it really paid off. And then he also went full Roach afterwards, which is so smart considering that he saw, you know, with this Overlord what was going on. But also, even if he hadn't seen that it was 2-base lair, the Roaches make him safe. And if it is 2-base lair, it's good pressure. And Solar is really fortunate, in fact, that RagnaroK didn't deny his Zergling Scout of the Roach Warren in the 3rd base. He would have been totally in the dark and would have probably just died to a Roach push. RagnaroK's making a safety spy in this game. And, you know, just looking at the way this game works out, I think this game is going to be entirely skill-based just because, I mean, every ZVZ is skill-based, right? But, I mean, it's going to be about mechanics, decision-making, not just, oh, I chose this build so I win, because both players are starting on even footing. Now, the player that takes the tech route first is going to be Solar, starting that lair now, just before 3 minutes.
Yeah, it's funny that both these players have very similar ideas about how the way ZVZ works on this map, down to the spine crawler timing and then the cancel on the spine crawler at about the same time. They're like, okay, that's the safety spine that you use just in case a player is trying to play against the map and go aggressive because they know you're going to take that base. And then they will cancel it at the same time. So very interesting that these players both have kind of the same mindset about the way it works.
Ling's going to come over here and try to scout the same way that Ling's tried to scout RagnaroK's base. Both players denying the scouts, so neither player has information about what the other is doing at this stage. Looks like Solar is very nervous because of that and is going to make a wall here with his, you know, Roach Warren, his Evo, as well as both Queens. And it's going to be a Spire first for Solar. But with RagnaroK getting +1 on a Roach Warren, he's definitely going to be going towards Roach Speed Tech off of that lair. And he looks like he might want to go ahead and take a greedy 3rd with that. Ooh, and an Overlord being researched for drop.
Yeah, gonna go for that. Where is he gonna drop this? Is he gonna bring this one drone to a different expansion?
Oh man, if he does actually double expand with this, this is crazy. Like, double expand in ZVZ after what he did last game. He's the Green Meister. This Overlord that's coming first can actually scout. Oh, it looks like he just wants to hide the Spire or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's pretty cool. I mean, it's because the Overlords are going to be outside the base of RagnaroK, so they would see that kind of drone going out. So you do a little extra research, invest in that tech to get that drop Overlord, and then you can hide that building, of course. But the Spire here for Solar is going to be much quicker. And I kind of worry for RagnaroK in that fact. He's gone for this other base that looks like it might be canceled here, in fact.
Yeah, it looks like it will be. There's not enough units, even with these Roaches and Queens coming over. He can't transfuse because it's still constructing. And he's just going to go ahead and remake that. At least he saved the drone. One small victory there. 9 meters on the way before the Spire is even done. I think the Spire is almost like a backup plan here for RagnaroK. And I think he's going to go Roach before that. This Overseer is trying to scout. The mutas are about to pop, so he should actually see them. He's going to see the Spire, and he sees the mutas coming out, so that is terrifying. He's going to need to make Spore Crawlers back at home, maybe some extra Queens, and I don't think him getting mutas is going to be a good choice anytime soon.
Yeah, you never want to be behind when you're going muta versus muta, of course, but we'll see if he uses that for anything a little bit later. He is saving up some minerals and gas right now. The Spire has completed.
Yeah, maybe he's hoping to judge the Mutalist count and then make a surprise chunk of mutas and catch Solar off guard after Solar maybe is transitioning. Oh, these drones are exposed. The rest of the Roaches were at the third base. Queen's now coming back, but 4 drones being killed here early on. And actually, now that he moves his Roaches back, that third base is exposed again to Zerglings, and they're heading right towards it.
Yeah, there's nothing over there for RagnaroK, and that's about to complete. It looks like he's going to have to cancel that again. There are more and more units coming over there. The mutas as well joining the fight, looking for some Overlords, actually, that for some reason are going over there. I guess they must be on the same hotkey or something, but yeah. Big mistake.
And he actually loses the hatchery because he didn't cancel it. Nice timing there for Solar. And, I mean, he was supply blocked for a long time, so he missed a few production cycles. And now, basically, with Solar having his own third base up, Ragnar having his, he's going to be behind Immutalists forever. He's making 9 of his own, but it's going to be like 9 to, I think, 13 or 14 at this point.
Yeah, Solar's up to 15. He's got 3 more on the way, so he's going to end up with 18 at the end of this production cycle, whereas RagnaroK has 6 on the way. He already had 6, so he'll be only up to 12.
Well, this is a huge overextension with these Queens. They're off creep. They're going to transfuse themselves for a little bit longer, but that's going to be all they could do. He's going to lose so many Queens. A lot of his anti-air goes down. Now he's going to have to march across the map with these Roaches to save himself from dying to the Mutalists. And, I mean, this is pretty desperate, and to say the least, this is not going to work. This game is essentially over, as these Roaches, I don't think, can even put a dent in that third base. What a waste.
Basically, as you were saying, GG, that's going to be it for that game. Kind of another weird one we're seeing there. RagnaroK showing a bit of nerves, I believe. Not the way he had hoped that one was going to turn out, Wolf.
He's trying to reinvent the wheel in this matchup today. I mean, when I saw that drone and Overlord, I was like really worried. I'm like, dude, you could just walk that over there. But then he made a Spire with it, which could have also still walked over, but I understand what he's doing. He also scouted with an Overlord beforehand to make sure that there was nothing there, so that makes sense. But he's going risky third base plus mutas plus Roach speed plus not that many Roaches. And then he 1-8 his Roaches back to defend. His natural didn't have anything at his third base, and Solar is just like, well, yeah, nice multitasking, bro.
One speedling run by in the main essentially tore him apart in a way, you know, just had him lose a bunch of drones, got out of position, lost that third base, etc., etc. Solar really dominating that last one. But guys, we're going to go into a 5-minute break when we come back in game number 3 between Solar and RagnaroK.